Alright, so welcome back to our character design unit. In this lesson, we are going to talk about line art or outlining our sketch on a new layer. Okay, so in our last lesson, we used our pencil in a light color to create our basic sketch. Now we're going to make our final line work, and then in our next lesson, we will add color. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to need to start a new layer right above your sketch. Eventually we would probably delete the sketch. We don't really need it or turn it off. So we're going to work on a new layer. And then we're going to change our tool. We're not going to use a pencil. Instead, we're going to use one of our pens. Now I'm going to keep using the technical pen because I love it. But if you wanted to try out the fountain pen, it's very similar but a little different. It's up to you if you wanted to experiment and find a different pen or brush that you like to line quality better. Up to you. I'm going to keep using the technical pen, and we're going to change our color from any color you want. I used blue. Now we're going to be using black or a really dark color. Okay, so our line work will stand out. Now I'm going to keep my symmetry on because I want to tackle both sides at the same time. But remember, you can turn that on and off as you need it. All right. And before I get started, I'll do a little test. That's way too big, so I'm going to pull that back down. That looks a little small. Find the right size for you here. You want it to stand out, but you don't want it to be too overwhelming. All right, so you know what to do, right? It's pretty straightforward. You're going to outline everything that matters, okay, and leave out the things that don't. So you don't have to come in here and erase your sketch, right? Now we're going to come in and we're going to outline everything that matters. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and speed this up. You can make some different choices as you need, like maybe I want to make that shape a little different. That's fine. It is up to you. Enjoy that process and make sure that you really like these lines. Make sure that they make sense for you because these are going to be the permanent lines again that you're going to see, because we're going to turn off that sketch when we're done and we'll have it there. All right, take your time, enjoy. I'm going to speed this up and we'll check in at the end. All right, so here you can see my final line work. You can see the whole thing is on its own layer. And if I turn off my background layer, which is my sketch, you can see how nice and cleaned up that looks and feels. All right, so when you are at this stage, I want you to maybe take 2 screenshots, maybe take one of with your sketch, without your sketch. Make sure I can see your layers, please. All right, so take a screenshot, have those layers there so I can see them and confirm that it's on a separate layer. I'm going to be looking for that when I go to grade you. All right, make sure it's cleaned up the way you want. You saw maybe I edited a few things here and there. This is when you want to make those changes. Again, take that screenshot and submit. In our next video, we'll talk about laying in flat areas of color, and then we'll talk about adding shading, which is highlights and shadows.